Hi everybody, it's Claire with an art journal video, and I am sharing with you a video using a product from Grafix. It's this one here called Dura-Lar. It's a fabulous polyester film for drawing and drafting and mixed media. It accepts ink, it's great with lead and coloured pencil, you can rub away from it easily, and it cuts really easily too. And even better, for those of you out there that are into mixed media, you can use it on the gel plate, and it is fabulous. It's so good at accepting acrylic paint when it's been put onto the gel plate. So you can see here I've used three colours. I've used a bright yellow, a turquoise and a pink, and here I am just laying the Dura-Lar on, taking a first pull. Look at that, so bright. And then I'm going to go in again and do a second lift from this application of paint. Still looks amazing. And I'm going to go in again and do another one, and again it lifts it off really lovely. So just from that one application of paint I got three pulls here. So now I'm going to start adding some layers to these prints. So I'm kind of just using the Dura-Lar as I would if I was gel printing onto ordinary paper or cardstock. Here I'm just adding some bits of the stencil shape pattern onto the Dura-Lar print. You can see just taking bits of it. And there I'm just using up the paint that was left on my brayer. And again, I'm just collecting that paint through the stencil so that I'm picking up the pattern of the stencil through. And now I've removed the stencil and I'm just going to lift that pattern again. So now I'm just kind of going over the edges. So I'm just really having a play here and seeing how this film accepts the paint. It works really, really well. And you can layer up your prints exactly as you would if you were using cardstock or printer paper for your gel printing. You can see the pattern, the paint and everything, it's just lifting off really, really nicely. Now I'm going to do the same. I'm just going to work on kind of layering those patterns and colours over the top of each other just to create really rich layered backgrounds. And these are backgrounds then that I can use in different projects. And the one that I'm going to use it in today is slotting it into a cutout window in my art journal. So just carry on kind of lifting the colours, lifting the patterns off and picking up those patterns onto the Dura-Lar. And as you can see, it works so well. And I'm pulling those right to the edges of the print as well so that I'm not going to waste any of it. And even when I do projects like this, using things like the Dura-Lar, then I do save the offcuts and the pieces that are left. So this is a matte film as well, and it's two-sided, so it doesn't have one side that works better than the other. You can use both sides, and honestly it is so good for doing these kind of projects. And I can just think of so many different ways in which you could use this in art journaling and mixed media art. It's just so versatile. So here I'm just using the same colours. So you notice the colours that I've used for adding to my gel prints are the same ones that I started off with. And now I am introducing a lilac, just so that I can bring a bit of text onto those pages as well. And don't forget, if you're using text on the gel plate, you need to put it on backwards because then it will print round the right way. So a lot of these stencils that I've used are from Dina Wakley Media, produced by Ranger Ink. You can find them on their website. There are lots of stockists in the UK and around the world who stock Dina's designs. But look how pretty those look. And one of the things that I really like about this Dura-Lar is the fact that it has got that kind of translucency as well. So you can kind of see through it a little bit, and the light plays really nicely with it as well, especially when it's in a cutout window in the journal. So I'm carrying on just collecting bits of those prints, and then I'm going to work on what comes next. So I'm now going to create a cutout window in this 6-inch square craft journal designed by Dina Wakley from Ranger Ink. It's got lovely thick pages in it, and I'm just measuring out and cutting using craft knife a square window. I'm going to cut the square window out of 2 pages, so this one at the front and the page behind, so that it creates a window. And then the Dura-Lar can be put in between. And the thinking behind this is then you get the light playing with the colours that you've added to the Dura-Lar as well. And it creates a really nice effect. And then what I'm going to do once I've got that in place is to then create on the window as I would if it was a normal journal page. So actually what I have done with the Dura-Lar is treated it like a normal journal page. And you can see that is going to look really pretty. I guess the thing about doing something like this is you're kind of creating a snapshot of your favourite part of the Dura-Lar as well. So then to stick it in place, I've used double-sided sticky tape, and I've added it around the inside of both borders, and then stuck the Dura-Lar in, and it then sticks the 2 pages together. And I also added a little bit of stitching around the edge of those pages, so I kind of stitched as far as the size of the journal would let me, because obviously you're kind of playing with the bulk of the rest of the journal. It's difficult to get it fed around the sewing machine. So I've got that little bit of stitching around the edge of my pages too. So that was really easy to stick in place. Next, I've used some transparencies that have figures printed onto them. They're designed by Dina Wakley Media 2, also from Ranger Ink. And now I'm just going in and adding some stamping detail. So I'm adding some marks to the page. I'm using black archival ink and a variety of mark making stamps. Now I'm bringing a bit of contrast onto the page as well, using white. I'm just picking out some of those patterns that are on the page behind, and then I am going straight in with a Posca pen to write my words on my page. I like to use lots of text on my page. It's kind of how I journal out what's going on in my mind. And this is the easiest way to do it. And you can see that this Dura-Lar page has worked just as well as it would have done if it was in the journal. And in fact, if anything, it's prettier because you've got that element of the light playing with the Dura-Lar behind as well. So yeah, it's been a really lovely surface to work on. And I think once you've got your colours onto the background, the world's your oyster. So then I've also added some more white marks onto the page, just pulling some white dots across the page too. And I think the final thing that I did was just to add a bit more darkness to those lines on the figures. And I'm using a Posca pen on top of the transparency. So it will take a little while to dry, but it does dry given enough time. So you can see how easy this was to create using this Dura-Lar film from Grafix. It's a lovely product to play with, and if you keep watching my channel you will see more ideas of ways that you can use this product, and the light plays so beautifully with it too as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you found some new inspiration from watching this video, and I hope to see you again soon.